Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com and Pipo, as you know her very well. I know some of you do anyway. She's here with me today to demonstrate the truth about how to give your cat a pill, Classics Today style. Now, some of you may have cats, and some of you may have tried to give them medication. And let me tell you, this adorable creature, 7.8 pounds, needs one vet and 3 assistants to hold her down. They're doing anything to her, hard as it might be to believe. Now, she's about 17 years old, and she has some medical issues. She has a little bit of arthritis, we think maybe. She has acid reflux, which requires Pepsin, just like you and I take, famotidine. The same stuff, although less of it because she's so small. And in addition, she has stage 2 kidney disease, which is quite common in older cats, and hyperthyroidism, which means her metabolism needs to be adjusted in order so that she can feel better. And I know she wants to get up and go away. So say hello, say goodbye to everybody, and I'll put you down. And then we can continue this fabulous chat. So in order to treat all of these conditions, we have to do the following things. Are you ready to go? Here, let me put you down. There you go. Thank you for joining us. See, that was no problem. That was no problem at all. She doesn't like being handled. She doesn't like being picked up, actually. But, you know, over the years, quite a few of them, the decades, she's come to get a little bit more used to it. But when it comes to medication, holy mackerel. So what did I do? First, the vet basically prescribed the following items. Are you ready? For the arthritis, Cosequin. Now, this comes in capsules. Here, capsules like this, which, thank God, you do not have to try and get into her. You can simply open up the capsule and put it on her food. The key is finding some kind of food that she'll eat. The capsule medication doesn't seem to bother her, but I have to find wet food that she will eat regularly, which of course in itself is a saga, right? Because I mean, they never want to eat the same thing twice in the same day. And if you find something they like, you buy a case of it, and the next time you feed it to them, they won't touch it for the next 6 months. It's a saga, right? So that's that. Then, for the acid reflux, we have famotidine or Pepsin. This is Pipo Pepsin. It's the same thing. There's no difference at all. The problem is, and here's the key, if your cat has acid reflux, do not get name brand, because name brand has a coating, this pink coating here, which is quite hard and crusty, and you only need to give her half a pill because she's a cat. And so what you need, of course, is one of these pill cutter things. And when you try and cut it, it either crumbles into smithereens or the coating forms a jagged edge, which would be very uncomfortable going down. Get the cheapest generic that you can get. If you can get one without any coating at all, just a plain white pill, that's what you should get, because it will cut cleanly and you should be able to get it into your cat without causing undue suffering. So that's that issue. So I've already sliced one of these Pepsids, and here it is. Now, for her, and this is the important one, for her hyperthyroidism, the kidney disease is only stage 2. We don't have to do anything with it yet. When she was originally diagnosed, hi sweetie, when she was originally diagnosed, we were given, of course, special elderly cat kidney food for her to eat, which is sort of like a salt-free diet if you have heart disease. Needless to say, she refused to go anywhere near it. So that was the end of that. Now we just feed her normally, and it is what it is. So anyway, this stuff, this is called methimazole or something like that. I'm supposed to give her half of one of these pills, and they are small pills. Let me look at this. Half of one of these once a day, and a quarter of one of these the rest of the day. You know, twice a day, every 12 hours. She needs to take one of these suckers every 12 hours. I kid you not. So I'm going to put this in the the pill slicer right now. There it is in the pill slicer. And slice it in half. That worked quite well. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just pulverizes. There's no way to tell. And now I have to cut the half into quarters, which is a whole nother project. So let's see if that works. Whoop. Ah, it worked. Okay, we're in business. So now we have this little tiny bitlet of pill that we have to get into her, which is actually quite hard. It's harder than a big pill because you can't grab it, you can't put it in, and you don't know if she ate it. It's really rather a challenge. So here was the assignment. Get the pill into her. So needless to say, I started looking on YouTube. I started looking at one after another of these instructional videos on how to get a pill into a cat. And let me tell you something. That's such bullshit. It's all nonsense. First of all, they're already starting at like step 4, because the video begins with usually a vet or some very experienced animal person standing there with a cat. And the cat's on a table, and the cat's just sitting there doing nothing. Well, that's halfway through the process. They don't tell you what step 1 is. Step 1 is find the cat. Because, you know, if you have a cat, she's always available when you don't want her. I mean, when she wants to be, you know, scratched, or she wants a snack at 4 o'clock in the morning, she's right there on your face, you know, licking you all over the place. But when you need to give her medication, forget it. And I live in a small 1-bedroom apartment, but let me tell you, this cat can vanish without a trace. So find the cat is step number 1. Step number 2 is get the cat to sit on a table. Well, when was the last time you saw a cat that wanted to do that when you told it to? So that's step 2. I don't even think these are real cats. I think they've drugged them in advance or done something with them to keep them calm. And then, of course, you have to start with the process to administer the pill. Now, this process usually takes 2 forms. One is to grab the cat just in front of the ears and with one finger and turn her head upwards, and with your other foot have the pill here and pull her mouth down and pop it in and close her mouth and stroke her throat and pet her and pray that she'll swallow it, because she may swallow it or she may just spit it out later, even if you've held her closed for a while, and assuming that the rest of her is not going wild like all the demons of hell are trying to grab her and she's trying to escape. If your cat is trying to escape, they recommend you should make a cat burrito, which means you put a towel down and you wrap her up into a mummy-like cocoon and then proceed to administer the pill, as if your cat is going to sit still while this procedure is ongoing. And if she has normal claws and you put her on terry cloth, you know what happens. Everything gets stuck. It becomes a tangled mess. The claws dig in and she could hurt herself. So you don't want to do that. No, not at all. So, and if your cat is likely to bite or scratch, you can't do it at all. I mean, you just can't even think about doing that method. So then they suggest, if that's not going to work, use the pill shooter, which I promptly purchased because they recommended it. The pill shooter is this little thing where you put the pill at this end here, and then you hit the plunger, and it's supposed to go into your cat's mouth. Of course, to get it into the cat's mouth, you do once again this procedure. You can grab her by the scruff of the neck, which actually works pretty well, or you can hold her by the head or do whatever, and you put this in the side of her mouth, and you very quickly pop it in. Well, I did that, and I popped in the pill, and it popped out at about 7 times the speed with which I popped it in. So that was hopeless. That was not going to work. So then we come to the next gambit, which is the bribe. You wrap it up in some kind of food that she'll eat, that she'll like, hoping she's not going to notice. Well, one thing that they recommend are these pill pockets. Delightful little pill pockets. These have like a little hole at the top, and you put the pill at the top, and you can smush it around, and they come in a bunch of flavors, none of which she particularly cared for. And I did the pill popper, And she immediately looked at it and ignored it. And I said, well, I'll let her wait. So I came back 12 hours later, and she had eaten around the pill in the pill popper, and that was the end of that. So pill poppers were out of the question. Then there was this stuff, which looks like hair gel. This is pill masker for dogs and cats. See, it has a dog and a cat on the cover. This is artificial bacon-flavored goop, and you put in, and you just sort of like scoop some out. Delicious. And wrap the pill in it, and like, the pill popper, give it to your animal who's going to be oh so grateful for this delightful treat. Well, that didn't work. She just took one look at it and went, bah, like that. And that was the end of it. And when she doesn't like something, she doesn't just like ignore it sometimes. Sometimes she'll throw it across the room, or she'll use it as a game. It's hopeless. So then I figured, let's try one of these. These she likes. These are these chicken puree squeezy things. And you can put the thing in the puree and have her lick it, and she'll get the pill. Well, the problem is she can lick the puree and leave the pill, which, not being a moron of an animal, is exactly what she did. So that was hopeless. And then, of course, there's also this broth for cats. It comes in chicken and beef flavors at a minimum. Here it is. And you can take the broth and mix up some of the stuff. I tried mixing up the capsules. I ground up the pills in a mortar and pestle and mixed it with the broth because she likes broth. She drinks a lot because she has a kidney issue. And I thought that would work. Well, nope. No luck. Wouldn't go near it. She looked at me like I was crazy. You see, they're just not stupid. They know when you're trying to give them something they don't want, and they ain't going to cooperate. However, I found the ultimate solution. I mean the ultimate solution to this problem, the perfect substance to disguise a pill. I was talking to my brother and sister-in-law because they have cats. They have always had cats. And I said to them, you guys are sort of experts with cats because Pipo, who I inherited from my late father, I love her, but she was living in Connecticut with my father and mother. And my father's dying wish in 2016 was, please take care of Pipo, who at that point we'd had for something like, she was about 5 when she wandered in. She had been abandoned and she was astray, and she wandered into the house and just moved in. And he said, please take care of her. She was about, in 2016 to 2021, about 12, 13 years old, something like that at that point. Well, so I didn't have experience with cats. I always had dogs. And she and I have grown very close in the intervening years. She's delightful. But to get her to take the pill, my brother suggested. I said, what do you do? I said to them, and he said, hey, but if it's a pill, I say to the vet, give her a shot or do surgery. That's how you're going to do it. We're not dealing with pills. But you might try, he said, why don't you try cream cheese? Well, Pipo likes cream cheese. His cats like cream cheese. I've never seen a cat that didn't like cream cheese. And it turns out that cream cheese is the perfect pill dispensing substance. Now, some cats are lactose intolerant. You have to be a little careful with it, but we're using very, very little. There's a real trick to this, and let me show you what it is. So here we go. We take the cream cheese, Philadelphia, straight up Philadelphia. Do not get the whipped variety. It's too loose. Get regular, natural, original Philadelphia. It says original Philadelphia cream cheese in a tub, or the one that comes, just as a block, a square block. And this is what you do. Let me show you what you do. Take the cream cheese, you put a little bit on a knife, just a little bit, like about that much. You don't need much. In fact, less is better. You just want to cover the pill. You don't want to make a projection of it, and this is not a major feeding event. Because if you give too much, then she can eat the cream cheese and leave the part with the pill. You want to make sure she gets the pill. So here's the cream cheese. And now what we do is I take the pills out of their pill thingy. And this is a fairly large one. This is the Pepsin right here, the half a Pepsin. Right there it is. Okay. And we stick it into the cream cheese like that. You just push it in neatly. And I can also throw in the quarter of the metabolism pill because it's just a tiny little thing, and it's not going to make that much difference. You'll hardly even notice it. but she will get it. You'll know it's in there. So you put those in there, just like that. And then you wrap the cream cheese around the pill so that it's completely hidden, like this. Totally and absolutely undetectable. That's fine. And then what you do is you take the cream cheese very carefully. This is the art of cream cheese handling. You take the cream cheese in a little ball and you place it gently, I mean gently, on top of a plate, like this. You just drop it on so that it has no attachment to the plate. That's it. See how light that was? And now I want you to watch how this works. Hang on a moment while I go and find the cat. So hang on for one moment. I will be right back with Cat. You'll see. Here you go. Come here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Good girl. Good girl. As you can see, I have to get out of the way because I just held her. She's going to suspect something. But there she is with cream cheese. And as you can see, she will suck it up. So let's observe this amazing process as she takes the cream cheese with the pills hidden therein. I mean, I cannot believe how well this worked. Absolutely was shocked. Good girl. Good girl. And sure enough, it didn't work. Here's the pill. So we have to try again. Hang on one second, sweetie. Here you go. Here you go. Come here. Come here. Here you go. Here you go. Go ahead. Good girl. Wasn't that tasty? Yes. And look, Eureka! Eureka! We got the pill! Yay! What a chore that was, but it worked. It always works eventually. Now, why did that work so well? Well, I have a theory. The theory is that the thing about cream cheese is that she can't actually lick it without getting the whole blob, which means she can't get around it to just leave the pill very easily. I mean, she can if she works it enough, but basically if you give it small enough, just enough to make sure the pill is fully covered, and just gently on the plate, she'll lick it, the whole thing will go into her mouth, and chances are she'll swallow it. Not 100%, nothing ever is with a cat, but most of the time. And I was just thrilled by that. And I hope that this demonstration showed you just what a fascinating opportunity this is to commune with your cat. Now, of course, we have to talk about the musical selection, this being a classical music channel. I chose Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony. And of course, that had nothing to do with the cat. Cats don't understand human music at all. To them, it's all indecipherable noise. I chose it for me, to keep my nerves calm. And that's what you should do. Pick whatever music you like. Don't worry about the damn cat. cat. The cat couldn't care less, believe me. It could be anything, anything. It could be hip-hop, heavy metal, avant-garde. In fact, as you know, the only piece of music that Pipo knows is the one she performs, and that's avant-garde indeed. John Cage's 4 minutes and 33 seconds, of which she is the world's most famous living exponent. So enjoy yourself with the music and give the cat a little cream cheese with her pill, and you may be amazed with the result. I'm so happy that I figured this out and managed to just to heck with those people with their bogus demonstrations about getting a pill into your cat. You're lucky if you can do any of it. You really are. So keep on listening, folks, and take care of your pets. See you soon.